I spoke with the chairman of Seplat, Dr. Bryant Orjiako, about the company's successes in the oil and gas industry and giving back to society.
You know, CSR, and I like to define what we mean, what we understand, and how we implement CSR. CSR is really giving back, not from your extras and excesses, but to give back to society from substance. Meaning that you identify the fact that for you to operate, for your business to be sustainable, you must take areas you operate as a major part of the stakeholder community. And when you do this, you win the confidence of the people. So this is completely different from what we do from our General Memorandum of Understanding, GMOU, which gives you the freedom to operate. So, but what our CSR does is that it dedicates a certain percentage of the earnings we make as a company, we dedicate it towards impacting the community. And when we come to any community, and indeed even beyond the communities where we operate, we did a very clear, well-articulated need assessment in all of these areas. And during our operations, it became clear to us that the real areas to invest in from our corporate social responsibility standpoint were areas of education, areas of health, and areas of empowerment. Therefore, you would have seen from the records that Seplat embraced two main areas in health. We focused on maternal care and child care. When we launched the Safe Motherhood program, it was targeted to address the high maternal and infant mortality. And we're happy to say that we have reached out through this program several tens of thousands of pregnant women and children in areas where we operate. This is very well received. Another area of health that we've looked at, we also found out there is a very high and prevalent cases of various kinds of eye problems, be it cataract, be it glaucoma, and most of these are related to other diseases like diabetes and the rest of them. So in the process of encouraging that people will have access to medical treatment, we launched what you call the I Can See program. Through this program, we set up areas where we reach out to the communities. We actually take this to the communities and identify and diagnose various forms of eye diseases, treat some of them that we can treat through medication, and give some of them glasses, and actually perform surgeries. Again, we've reached out to very many tens of thousands of patients in this program. You can see in our website, some of them are so overwhelmed. Some people who believe that they were blind, just by doing simple cataract extraction, make them see. And it really is very fulfilling for us. Another area we then embraced is the area of education, because really, education is the key platform for any nation to develop. So we then focused that for us to really contribute towards the development of the society at large, we need to address education. And in addressing education, we went really to the basics. We reached the secondary schools, where we encourage children to come out. We launched what we call the Pearl Quiz, which really brings students from all various secondary schools and send them into competition. It builds their confidence. We test them in areas of mathematics and science. And that we are now graduating to another level where we want to partner with relevant organizations to promote science, technology, and mathematics and art education. That is the next phase of that program. And the whole essence is that we want to contribute to bringing, especially in areas where we operate, to train capable hands, educated community that can embrace not just the world of unemployment, but to create a situation where we bring youths who are really employable. That's one aspect, because we don't believe that, especially areas where we operate, we want to train the engineers, the geologists who will come and work, as opposed to having only drivers and gatesmen from the areas where we operate. Another area that we're really working and doing quite a lot of things in our CSR is the area of skill development. And once we train the youths particularly, on right skill acquisition, we then put them into the job creating market. That's where empowerment comes in. We train them in various skills. Today, we're happy to say that we have a lot of community contractors who have held their hands, trained them, showed them the skills, and they're delivering just like any other contractor would have found somewhere else. So for us, our CSR is one area of fulfillment for Seplat, and we can only look to the future and be happy that we did it, and we're very happy to improve and even do more.
Give us an idea of how much the company spends on CSR annually, especially for a year like this where the COVID-19 pandemic has really impacted communities negatively.
Well, on an annual basis, and you can find this in our website, and every year we report this in an annual report, we spend several hundreds of millions of naira every year in corporate social responsibility programs. And if you check cumulatively, the real message is the real impact, and you see the figures of how many people we have touched. So that is it's an ongoing basis. Like I spoke about in the beginning, we spent a substantial amount of our earnings in CSR. Now, for this year in particular, because no one anticipated COVID-19 pandemic, but when it then happened, we rose up to the occasion, and we made sure that both the people who work for the company are protected. And in doing that, we made sure that every narrative you hear in social distances were implemented. We shut down our offices, but we maintained operations in the fields. But in maintaining that operation in the fields, for example, we made sure that all of the people working there work in a very safe and secure environment. We didn't leave the communities alone. We reached out to the communities, we reached out to the kings, and we reached out to the community leaders, and came right proactively and told them that COVID is real. We spoke to them and made sure that they cooperated with the NCDC rules. Therefore, and we're doing this, we provided palliatives. The palliatives to the communities included sanitizers, included soaps, included, of course, talking to them about wearing of masks and the rest of them. We also knew at the time that the lockdown meant that many of them didn't have access to food and nutrition. So we provided food items as well. And we covered all the states where we operated and the communities. We were there in Delta State, we were in Edo State, and we were also in Imo State. And this is just for the first phase of our intervention. And of course, working with our joint venture partners, you may have also seen that we went to Imo State. Apart from doing something that is transient in the palliative, we then took a bold step to go to Imo State to do the groundbreaking ceremony for a $1.2 million investment in a pure hospital structure that will then cater for prevention of communicable diseases, not just COVID, but the rest of communicable diseases. That's a very bold statement we've made with our partners, that we identify with the health implications of COVID, and that we identify with the long-term healthcare services delivery in the communities.
So what's next for Seplat?
Next for Seplat is to continue to embrace our business, knowing that the way and manner business is done in the oil and gas industry has changed. We are embracing all the innovations that are very environmentally friendly. We're embracing all aspects to make sure that we deliver the right type of energy. We make money as a company, deliver profits to shareholders, but be very protective of all stakeholders in line with the dictates of the climate change advocacy.
The management of Seplat says it remains committed to increasing its impact in the oil and gas industry. And for the new Chief Executive Officer, Roger Brown, he says he's ready to work with the team to achieve more successes in the coming years.
Let me just say that it is a true honor to be entrusted to lead this great company. And Austin has done an excellent job in really creating what we see today within Seplat. I joined the company in 2013, so just a little over 7 years at Seplat, and when I was announced as the CEO, it was the proudest moment of my working career. You know, Seplat is a great company, so I think the opportunity set is plentiful. The challenges are definitely there, But with a great team, which I have at Seplat, I know that we can surmount those challenges and really move forward and grow this business.
When we return, another indigenous company that's also dominating in its industry, talking of InterSwitch and the digital payments and e-commerce market. We'll see what the industry leader is doing to give back to society. Please stay with us.